Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa amalan mutaqabbala. Ameen ya rabbal alameen. So here we are with our session number 217 for Quranic Arabic grammar, in which we are learning Suratul Qalam. And we are going to start with our verse number. So we were going to start with our verse number 40, right? Salhum ayyuhum bidhalika za'im. Salhum. What do you think is, what's number four? Yeah. So what is the type of sentence that we are seeing here, my dear sisters? It is Jumlatul Fi'liya, and we are starting the verse. This verse is starting with Fi'lul Amr. How do we know that this is Fi'lul Amr? What is the sign here that helped us determine the fail is Fi'lul Amr? Because there is a sukoon at the end of the last letter. The last letter is ending with a sukoon, and there is no sign of mudari. There is no sign of mudari with the last letter ending with sukoon, and this is going to be your Fi'lul Amr. Fi'lul Amr, and every fail is specific, is a fail because it has a pronoun in it, right? That is how it is different from the verb of English language. And the pronoun here is damir mustatir anta, because I do not have anything after lam, which could be my doer pronoun. So it is damir mustatir anta is my doer, and the status of that damir mustatir anta is going to be raf, because every doer we have learned is going to be raf in status in Arabic, right? Then comes hum. This hum is going to be our mafulun bihi, and sal. Have you learned about sal? Sa'ala yas'alu. How many maf'uls this fail take? Do you remember how many maf'uls this fail is going to take? It was among the sisters of Ata. It is among the sisters of Ata. Is it this? Does it belong to Zanna wa akhwatuha? Can it be the part of Zanna wa akhwatuha? Very well done. It cannot be. It cannot be. What is, in what way this one is different from Zanna wa akhwatuha? Very good job. It is not nasikh. Very good job, Afsha. I'm so proud of you. It is not from those of al that are going to be nawasikhul mubtada wal khabar. Zanna wa akhwatuha. They are, when they enter jumlatul ismiya and make mubtada as maful bihi awwal, and they make khabar as mafulun bihi sanin. However, sal and af'al that belong to ata wa akhwatuha, they can take two mafulun bihis, but their maful bihi are not mubtada and khabar, right? They were not, they don't enter upon jumla ismiya and change the i'rab of the components of jumla ismiya. Okay, so they are not nawasikhul mubtada wa khabar. They just take two mafulun bihis, just like sal is taking two mafulun bihis. So first one is hum, and then we have ayyuhum bizalika za'im. So this ayyuhum bizalika za'imun is jumlatul ismiya, is jumla ismiya. And here in jumla ismiya, let's just completely take, put i'rab in this jumla ismiya. In jumla ismiya, we'll look for mubtada and khabar. What is your mubtada? Ayyu is going to be mubtada. Hum is going to be majroor bil idafa. Bizalika is going to be jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil, and za'imun is going to be your khabar, right? Everyone has understood it like that. And this whole sentence, can we call it mafulun bihi sanin for fail sal? And it's going to be, if it is mafulun bihi sanin, it's going to be fi mahalli nasbin. Very well done, right? So I hope everyone has understood it like that. Now, your verse number 41 comes and it starts with So it is starting with and you're going to, before you attempt your I want you to look at lahum shuraka'u. Lahum shuraka'u. So it is again, what type of a sentence you are seeing? You are seeing, first of all, tell me the type of the sentence. It is going to be jumla ismiya, jumla ismiya, jumla ismiya. Lahum is going to be jar wal majroor, muta'alliq bil khabar muqaddam, and shuraka'u is going to be your mubtada muakhar. In here, do you see any change in sequence? Okay. If I ask you, which category of taqdeem is this? What is the category of taqdeem wa ta'khir in this sentence? Wajib. Why is it wajib for mubtada to be muakhar and jar wal majroor to be muqaddam? Because your mubtada is a common ism. Your mubtada is neither a mawsuf. Your mubtada is nor a mudaf, right? It is pure nakira. It is pure nakira. Therefore, it is wajib for mubtada to be at the end. You cannot say especially for them are the partners. No, it's going to be absolutely wrong, right? When your mubtada is a pure nakira, it's a pure nakira, which means neither it is a mudaf nor it is a mawsuf. It does not have a sifa attached to it. It does not have a mudaf ilayhi attached to it. A pure nakira, it becomes wajib for it to be muakhar. It is wajib for mubtada to be muakhar in that case, right? And it is among the musabbiqatul ibtida bin nakira. And remember, among the 12 cases where your mubtada is going to be this is also something that you are going to that you have covered, that why your mubtada is common in that is also something, mubtada is common. And when it comes to musabbiqatul ibtida bin nakira, why is your mubtada nakira? Because muta'alliq bil khabar is before, right? So it is allowed for mubtada to be nakira in that case, right? Among the 12 cases that you have covered. Okay. So now I want you to look at your after you have covered your sentence. So what is the type of here? So yeah, so it seems to be munqata'a. It seems to be munqata'a. Yes, it is munqata'a. It is not muttasila. And when we have, if you remember, when we have covered this topic of munqata'a versus muttasila, our is going to be atifa. It's called atifa when it is muttasila. Okay, when it is muttasila, in that case, it is considered atifa. And the whole full name is muttasila muadila atifa. But when it is munqata'a, it is going to be not considered. We have not been calling it atifa. We just call it munqata'a bimani bal. Right? I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, now we have sentence. Do they have shurakaihim? Falyatu bi shurakaihim. Oh no, before I go there, I was planning to ask you, is this word, what type of word is this? It is in terms of surfability, do you call it mamnu min surf, or is it fully it's like your fully surfable word? What are you going to call it? It's mamnu min surf. What helps you determine that this is mamnu min surf? This is partly flexible. Why is it partly? I don't, MMS. What is MMS for? I don't, well done, Dilruba. Very well done. Number one, the reason this word is, we are calling it partly flexible or mamnu min as-sarf is that this word is ending with just a single haraka. It does not have a tanween, right? It does not have a tanween. What makes this word partly flexible is, that is what I want you to review with me today. What type of alif you are seeing at the end of this word? What is the type of alif that you are seeing at the end of this word? Okay, 1 second. So we are seeing alif mamduda. And what was the name that we have given this alif? This one. Alifut ta'nis, right? This is alifut ta'nis. Your alifut ta'nis al-mamduda, and then there is alifut ta'nis al-maqsura, right? And alifut ta'nis is an alif that is seen, that is going to be seen after the last root letter, right? And shuraka'u, like shuhada'u, ulama'u. Do all these words with alif at-tanisul mamduda? Do you think? Right? So these, what is making this word, partly flexible is this alif, this alif at-tanis al-mamduda. Is this clear to you all? What is making this word partly flexible is this alifutani salmamduda. Okay, just like that, husna, kubra are going to be partly flexible because they are ending with alifutanis al maksura. Okay, the plurals that are going to be partly flexible will be on a pattern of mafa'ilu, magharibu, and masabihu. Is this clear to all of you? The two plural patterns that are going to be partly flexible just because they are sigatul muntahal jamu are going to be mafa'ilu, right? These ones are going to be partly flexible because these are the patterns that are going to be partly flexible because they are ultimate plurals. But in these words, ulama'u, shuhada'u, sufara'u, like these two especially, ulama'u, shuhada'u, the word is not going to take the matain or fathatain or kasra or kasratain because of alifutanis al-mamduda. I hope you all have understood it now. Alhamdulillah. Everyone has understood. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now the next part of the verse is beginning with فَلْيَأْتُوا بِشُرَكَائِهِمْ. So here I'm going to, before we talk about fa, let's talk about this lam. What type of lam are you seeing here? What is the type of lam? That is lamul amr, and what do we expect to see after lamul amr? We expect to see after lamul amr mudare majzoom, so fail ya'tuna became ya'tu, right? And this fail mudare is form of af'alul khamsa, right? What is common in af'alul khamsa? What is one thing that is common in all af'alul khamsa? Noon. Very good job. They all have noonul i'rab and they become majzoom wa mansoob by the omission of noon, by dropping of the noon, right? Noon gets dropped when they are mansoob or majzoom. And they all also are common in the fact that they all have visible pronouns. Anyone remembers their visible pronouns? They have wawil jama'a, aliful isnain, and yaul mukhataba. They have wawil jama'a, aliful isnain, and yaul mukhataba, right? Okay, so how do we know that this was our Lamul Amr, and I see Sister Faiza wrote, because anytime Lamul Jazima or Lamul Amr is preceded by 3 haruf atifa, it is going to take upon itself a sakoon. Remind me the 3 haruf atifa that are going to be before Lamul Amr or Jazima, and it's going to drop its kasra and take upon itself a sakoon. Those include waw, fa, summa. Very well done, everyone. Okay, so everyone should know it is waw, fa, summa. Waw, fa, summa. And your examples, summal yaqdu, summal yaqdu, wal yufu, wal yattawafu. And then I think I do have some fal yansuru, and here the example itself is fal yatu, right? Fa is there, and that is why lam has taken upon itself a sakin. Okay, so now yatu has vowel jama'a, and this is fail, wal file, and then we look at bishurakaihim. What is going to be the i'rab for bishurakaihim? There is jar wal majroor, and there is him, which is majroor bil idafa. It is muta'alliq bil fail yatu, right? Muta'alliq bil fail. Then comes your in kanu sadiqin. In is going to be in kanu sadiqin. In is shartiya. Very well done. And kanu is fail nakis, nasikh, wa ismu kana, wawil jama'a. Sadiqina is going to be khabru kana. And because of in, your failu shart is going to be, your failu shart, which is coming after in, is going to be, what should I label kanu? Fi mahalli jazmin. Fi mahalli jazmin. Very well done. Very well done. So now, do you see any jawab after jumla shartiya? Right. Yes, there is no jawab. But again, can I say dalla alama qablaha? Whatever is before, very good job, Dilruba. Yudillu alama qablaha, very good job. Yes, and whatever is before it is denoting the jawabu shart, that if they are truthful, then they should bring their shurakaihim, right? And then also this fa, according to grammar books, you will find that there was a jumla shartiya before it, which could be possibly in kana lahum shuraka'a, in kana lahum shuraka'a, falyatu bi shuraka'ihim. Okay, then they should bring their shuraka with them. Okay, and this fa can be java for the jawabu shart that has been the shart that has been omitted. Okay. Clear, everyone? And if this is faw rabita, if it is acting like faw rabita, and there was in kana lahum shuraka, then what will be the status of this jumla? If we are treating it as faw rabita, that is coming for a jumla shartiya mahzoof, it is going to be la mahalla laha, because no, it is going to be la mahalla laha, or it's going to be fi mahalli jazmin. It's going to be fi mahalli jazmin because of presence of faw rabita. When any time there is faw rabita before your jawabu shart, and the jumla is because of adwatu shart jazima, your jumla is going to be fi mahalli jazmin. What is another tool when it is present before your jawabu shart and your adatu shart is jazima, and it's going to make your jawabu shart fi mahalli jazmin? If when it is present before your jawabu shart, in the beginning of your jawabu shart. One was faw rabita. What is another one? Is iza fujaiya. Iza fujaiya. Iza fujaiya. Right? If there is iza fujaiya in the beginning of your jawabu shart, your jawabu shart is with adwatu shart jazima, it's going to be fi mahalli jasmin in that case as well. Now comes yoma yukshafu an sak. Yoma is coming up as, so do you consider every yoma as zarf, or sometimes it's not going to be muta'alliq bil? Should every yoma considered as a zarf, should be treated as zarf, or sometimes it's just no, it's just in, yeah, very good job. It should not always be considered a zarf, because sometimes it is khabar of the sentence. Sometimes it comes up as a khabar of the sentence, because because you have to look at the i'rab. Now you are considering, you are calling it zarf. What made you call it a zarf right away? Because of a fatha, you called it a zar. But if it is just with a dhamma, then you don't, you have to treat it as a khabar of your sentence, right? You are all clear on that? Alhamdulillah. Is this clear to all of you? Alhamdulillah. Okay, so yoma yukshafu an sakin. So yoma is going to be the zarf, and every zarf is mutalik bil something, right? So can we make it mutalik to they should bring their shuraka on the day when the shin will be uncovered? Hmm? Yeah, we can consider it mutalik to the fail ya'tu bi shuraka ya'tu, right? So they should bring them when the shins will be uncovered. So yukshafu, yoma is your zar. Yoma is your mudaf because it is light and has no alif lam, and it's going to have now mudafun ilayhi with it, and its mudaf ilayhi is here jumla felia fi mahalli jarin, right? So yukshafu is fail. What type of a fail yukshafu is? It is fail mudare mabni lil majhul, and now we have unsakin. So if I make it, let me just bring the translate over the mouse. Okay, when I translate it, I find the translation as here. Look at the translation. So unsakin, though it is jar wal majroor, it is going to be, it is majroor lafzan marfu mahallan, because it is naibul file. And what are we seeing here? What is the concept here? Yukshafu an sakin. What concept is being used here? What is the name of that concept? Okay. Mutaaddi. Yes, mutaaddi biharf. Right? Mutaaddi biharf. We have learned that concept when we were doing our Surat Ar-Rahman, that how sometimes naibul file can be brought in by use of the haruf. We can use a harf and we can make a fail which is lazim, we can make it mutaaddi by bringing a harf. Okay, so this is that, and this unsakin is going to be the naibul file basically for yukshafu. Waw is at yud'auna. Yud'auna is going to be your mudare marfu bi subuti noon mabni lil majhul, right? It is mabni lil majhul, it is majhul as well. And waw is going to be now, what is the labeling for waw? How will you put i'rab on waw? Wawil Jama is now going to be naibul file. It's going to be naibul file. Very good job. It's your naib now. Wawil Jama'a is going to be your naibul file. Ilas sujudi is going to be jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil fa. You can call it faul atf. La yastati'un is going to be la nafiya lil mudare. Ghair amila lil mudare. Yastati'una is going to be mudare marfu bi sabutin noon wal fa'il wawil jama, right? So this sentence, if I ask you, this is all going to be connected, right? This is all this is the whole thing is connected, and you are going to connect it to whatever has been mentioned before, which was فَلْيَأْتُوا بِشُرَكَائِهِمْ, right? This is متعلق bil the first sentence, and you are going to just call this one as a متعلق بالفعل فَلْيَأْتُوا, and the rest you are going to connect as مضاف إليه, and this you are going to connect as بالعطف, and this again is going to be connected through atf. If this is going to be connected through atf with whatever has been mentioned before, what will be the status of la yastati'un? How will you? It is going to be fi mahalli jar. Very, very well done. Very proud of you all. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Now look at what is here. Now this is khashi'atan absaruhum. First of all, we are going to, yes, first for Shabi, it is khashiyatan is nasbin status, and it can be hal, yes, and absaruhum, and I'm going to come to it, my dear sisters. So absaruhum, can there be any connection between these two words? Yes, you are right, Sister Faiza, you got it. What about the rest of the sisters? Now khashiyatan absaruhum, can there be a mawsuf sifa? Can there be mawsuf sifa? Who is saying it is mawsuf sifa? There cannot be mawsuf sifa. There cannot be mawsuf sifa. Let's hold our horses. First of all, okay, khashi'atan, in terms of sarf, what type of an ism khashi'atan is? It is ism fa'il, right? Fa'ilatan. And this ism fa'il has an ism after it, which is raf in status. What does it make you think of? This ism, absaru, is acting like fa'il of khashiyatan. So this khashiyatan is acting like fail, right? If absaru is an outside doer, that should make you think that khashiyatan is acting, is behaving like a fail. And absaruhum is file for ismu file. Okay, hum is going to be majroor bil idafa. So first answer was that khashiyatan is a hal. So my dear sisters, if you call it a hal, how are you going to call it a hal? Whose hal is this? The sentence before them is am lahum shuraka'u falyatu bi shuraka'ihim in kanu sadiqin. So, or yawma yakshafu an sakin wa yud'auna ila sujud fala yastati'un. So there is, who is the sahibul hal for khashiyatan? Shuraka'a or yud'auna. So okay, the vow in yud'auna. So Shamim, if we call it simply a hal for yud'auna, give me a mufradism that should have been used in an ideal setting. Change khashiyatan. Khashiyatan is feminine. I taught you, and you already knew that sahibul hal and hal must match in number and gender in an ideal world. And khashiyatan had a ta marbuta, it's a feminine word. So if it was the hal for yud'auna, shouldn't it be khashi'ina? Shouldn't it be khashi'ina? Yes, it should be khashi'ina. Right? But I agree with you all. I agree with you all that this word is a hal. This word is a hal. But isn't it the hal of their eyes? Isn't it the hal of their eyes? What do you think? That how their eyes will be on that day? Who are asked to bring their partners on the day of judgment, when the shins will be uncovered and they will be asked to do sujood, but they will have no ability to do that. So if this is a hal of their eyes, this is going to be hal sababi. Hal sababi. It is going to be hal sababi. When something is a hal of a specific is not a hal of the entire entity, but something specific of that very entity. That hal is called hal sababi. On your slides, I'm going to show you here. This is how it is written. Hal sababi. I'm going to highlight it for you all, because we are not talking about them whole. We are talking about the condition of their eyes, how their eyes will be on that day. Their eyes will be humbled. Their eyes will be, they will not be able to raise their eyes, because they will be so remorseful and so sad and so in such bad condition. So this is what this type of a hal, where you are not finding the description for the entire individual, but something specific about that individual, is called hal sababi. Okay, hal sababi. Easy? Sorry again, what for? You are, so if it was the hal for yud'auna, for the vow of yud'auna, the word would have been khashi'ina, right? As Shamim wrote. So it would have been khashi'ina, that they will be, humbled. But here, what are we learning? Khashiyatan absaruhum. We are learning something about their eyes. Their eyes will humbled, right? So are you talking about them as whole, or specific thing about your sahibul hal? Did we pick a specific thing of your sahibul hal? When you are focusing on specific thing of your sahibul hal, not whole, like you see them as chained. Sometimes you find it as chained. Sometimes you find them as mubashirin. So they as a whole, messengers have been sent as mubashirin or munzarin. But you're not learning something the condition of something specific. So that is just hal, simple hal. But when you have a hal that is describing the condition of something specific of a sahibul hal, that hal is going to be called hal sababi. Okay, Faiza? Alhamdulillah. Now see, tarhaquhum zillah. What kind of a sentence are you seeing now? Jumla failure. Jumla failure, tarhaquhum. What is tarhaqu? Tarhaqu, fail mudare, marfu, with dhammatu zahira, hum, mafulun bihi, zillatun is going to be the outside doer. Can this be again connected to those people who will be called to sujood and they don't have any ability to do that? The same very people, right, who've been asked to bring their shuraka, right? It is again another hal and is again going to be fi mahalli nasbin. It is not again, it is fi mahalli nasbin. The first one is already khashiyatan and it is hal sababi, right? No, this cannot be hal of the absaruhum. No, absar is not going to be covered with zilla. Those people are going to be covered with zilla. Okay. وَقَدْ كَانُوا يُدْعَوْنَ إِلَى السُّجُودِ وَهُمْ سَالِمُونَ. Wow, again, going to be, are you calling it atf? وَقَدْ, or you are calling, there are two, I think this should be again considered وَقَدْ كَانُوا يُدْعَوْنَ إِلَى السُّجُودِ وَهُمْ سَالِمُونَ. While they used to be called to the sujood, while they were totally sound, they had the ability, but they will not come to it, right? Qad is going to be her tahqiq, but tawqeed, kanu is going to be your fail madin, nasikh, and waw is going to be ismu kana, yud'auna is going to be fi mahalli nasbin, khabru kana, yud'auna is your fail mudare, mabni lil majhul, waw In yud'auna is naibul fa'il. Illa sujudi is going to be jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil fi'l. Wow again is hal. Hum is going to be mubtada. Salimuna is going to be the khabar. In this case, is it mandatory for wow to be there? What do you think about the position of wow halia? When ayat is in the beginning, it is wajib for wawul halia to be there, right? It is mandatory. Very well done, Shamim. Very well done. Very proud of you all. Now look at this one. Do we have time to go on to Fazarni? Fazarni wa man yukazzibu bi hazal hadith. Okay. So Sister Faiza is calling this fa as istinaf, and so is Aisha. Okay, I will take it as a right answer. Zarni. Now there's another, totally different topic starting. Zar. Zar is going to be Felul Amr, and the sign of that is it is ending with Sakoon, and there is no Alamatul Mudare, and every fail has a pronoun, and Damir Mustatir Anta is the file of fail Zar, and Ni is your Mafulun Bihi, Noon is Lil Waqaya, and Ya Mutakallim is actually your pronoun, which is mafulun bihi. Noon lil waqaya is a harf la mahalla laha min al i'rab. Wa man yukazzibu bi hazal hadith. Let's look at man. What is man? Here, three types of man we have covered, and one is Mausula, one is Shartiya, and one is Istifhamia, and this seems to be Mausula. I agree with you all. And Sila can be of three types. It can be Jumla Ismiya, Jumla Fe'liya, it can be Shibu Jumla. Here you are seeing Jumla Fe'liya as Silatul Mawsul, and Silatul Mawsul is always La Mahalla Laha Min Al-I'rab. Yukazibu is Fail, Mudare, مرفوع بالضمة الظاهرة والفاعل ضمير مستتر هو بهذا الحديث جار ومجرور متعلق بالفعل, right? هذا is going to be your اسم الإشارة. الحديثي can be the badal or atbiyan, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now when you have then leave me and the one who belies this statement, can I also treat this vow as then leave me with the one who denies this hadith? Can I treat it like that? Can I treat it like, can I translate it as with? If I treat it with, what will be the type of vow? It is going to be wow ma'aya, and man is going to be maf'ul ma'ahu. Very well done. And if I treat it as at, which is going to be fine too, I'm going to then call man as, man is going to be ma'tuf ala yaul mutakallim ma'tuf. It's going to be just labeled as yaul mutakallim. In both cases, man is going to be nasbin status. But both are going to be correct. Both are going to be correct here, because translated as, does it change the meaning? Then leave me with the one who denies this hadith, or then leave me and the one who denies the hadith. Basically, there is no contradiction. You are not finding contradictory meanings here. So treating this vow as atf and ma'ayya, both are going to be fine. Okay, but remember, when it is waw al-ma'ayya, your maf'ul after it is going to be the waw ma'ayya is going to be followed by maf'ul ma'ahu. Okay, maf'ul ma'ahu in this case. I hope everyone understood it. Okay, class is very quiet now. Are you getting it? Alhamdulillah. Should we go on to do the next part of the verse, inshallah? So now let's see what is happening here. Sanastadrijuhum min haythu la ya'lamun. Seen is going to be harf istiqbal. Nastadrijuhum is going to be your nastadriju is going to be my fail mudare. مرفوع بالضمة الظاهرة والفاعل ضمير مستتر نحن. Right? Hum is going to be my مفعول به. من حيث لا يعلمون. How should I label it? متعلق بالفعل جار والمجرور متعلق بالفعل. Right? When you have حيث, the mudaf ilayhi for حيث is always going to be blank. The mudaf ilayhi for word حيث is always going to be a jumla. Is always going to be jumla because it is a zar which is mabni. It is a zar which is mabni. So its mudaf ilayhi is always going to be a sentence, right? And its mudaf ilayhi is going to be fi mahalli jarin, and here la ya'lamuna is going to be fi mahalli jarin. Sister Zarina, everyone, are you getting this? Alhamdulillah. Sister Zora, are you very quiet today? La is going to be nafiya ghayr amila lil mudare. Ya'lamuna is going to be fail mudare marfu bi subuti noon, and waw is going to be your doer, right? Wa umli lahum. Wa umli lahum. Okay. Okay. So who is going to tell me this waw? Okay. So most of you are saying this is atf. What do you say, Shamim? Why are you saying istinaf, Faiza? So I was just hearing a lecture from a teacher, and he said that, if you have one of the few, he shared some points about istinaf, wow, istinaf, yeah, because many people, they always, one book will be telling you istinaf, other book will be telling you otherwise. So he just shared few points, and I'm going to be sharing these points with you, inshallah. He said, if you have a vow, and then you have the fail, you look at, focus on the fail before and after the vow. So the focus on the fail before and after the vow. If there is a difference in the tense, the chances are, if there is a difference in tense, the chances are that your vow is going to be difference in the tense. Most, here we have mudari, so we cannot call it hal, right? We cannot, we don't even think to about hal at this point, right? But if you see a difference in a tense, then do think about istina. Like there was a madin, and then there is a mudari after, think of istina. If you have a difference in a doer, think about istina. So he said that, here, nastadrijuhum. Who is the damir mustatir doer here? It was nahnu. In umli, who is the doer pronoun? It was ana. It is ana. So that is how, he said that, you can, these are one of the few tips, a couple of few tips that, you can use when you are confused about calling your vow as istinaf versus atf. If there is no clear change in topic, but if you are seeing a change in tense or you are seeing a change in pronoun, start thinking about istinaf. Okay? So this can be waw istinafia. And why I'm calling it waw istinafia? Because the doer before was nahnu and the doer after waw is ana. So I can, I can take that piece of information as my little giveaway, little help that, if there is a change in the doer, then I'm going to call my vow as istina. If there is a change in tense, like madin before, mudare after, I'm going to start thinking about fail. Going to start thinking about waw istinafiya. Okay, is this clear to you all? And I'm unable to find my slide. I've gathered some points for you to share with you all, but I'm not. I will inshallah put it on my YouTube channel. And inshallah, you should be able to find them. So when it comes to umli, when you look at umli, I already told you it's fail mudare. The file is damir mustatir ana. The status of fail here. What is the status of fail? It is marfu, and it is going to be marfu bid-dammatul muqaddara. Very good job, Afshan. It is marfu bid-dammatul muqaddara. Lahum is going to be jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil fail. Inna kaidi mateen. Inna kaidi mateen. Inna harf nasb wa ismuha kaid, and ya is mudaf ilayhi majroor bil idafa. Mateen is khabru inna, right? And this jumla, can I consider it as taliliya? That I'm giving them some time. Can it be considered? Indeed, my plan is for, yeah, because my plan is for, I know what to do, how to deal with these guys, right? So, and if we consider it as jumla to taliliya, what should be the i'rab of jumla then? If it is considered taliliya, then we can call it la mahalla laha min al i'rab. Am tas'aluhum ajran fahum min maghramin muskalun. Am tas'aluhum. Munqata'a bimani bal. Tas'aluhum. It's quite munqata'a. It is very munqata'a. It's really, um, changing everything for you. Tas'aluhum is going to be fail mudare, marfu bidamatu zahira. Hum is going to be your mafulun bihi awwal, and ajran is going to be your mafulun bihi sanin. Fahum mim maghramin muskalun. So fahum is going to be hum is going to be your mubtada, and then mim maghramin is your muta'alliq bil. Muskalun is going to be your khabar. And this fa, how can we how are we going to label this fa? You're going to call it atf, or you're going to call it so Sama calling it sababiya. Okay. So when if you call it fa'u sababiya and fa'u talil, so fa'u sababiya, where do we normally expect to see fa'u sababiya? Fa'u sababiya is usually following a talb or nafi, right? After talb or nafi. So do we have any talb or nafi here? We don't, right? We don't have any talb or nafi here. And then what? So in Talil, you ask them for ajr, but they are by debt burdened down, because they are by debt burdened down. But does it make sense? It does. Okay, so yeah, one of the books has called it as ta'liliya, one of the books is calling this as ta'liliya. Or you ask them for a payment, then they are so they are by the debt burdened down. So we can um, I'm still, I just, have to, make connection how I'm going to call this as ta'leel, because mm, it is, or you ask them for ajr, then they are muskalun. Okay. Um, I will, I'm going to, I'm going to look for it. I'm going to, check this one for you. How about I get back to you about this far in the next session? Okay. Let's like do it like that. Okay. Now let's look at the next verse, 47. And I think we have up until 50, right? We have 9 more minutes. So I'm in the hum al ghaib. Or are we done, supervisor? Is that time up? Yeah, okay. So inshallah, we are going to start with this in our next session, and inshallah, we are going to cover the last part of the surah in our next session, and I'm hopefully expecting to finish the surah in the next session. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear sisters. So how many of you have already attempted your test? Ameen Vayyaki. Alhamdulillah, most of you, I think you are done with the test. Alhamdulillah. Sister Reem, you have not done? Oi, how come you have not done? Okay. Okay, so I'll be waiting. Oh, wasn't it supposed to be done by Friday? Yeah, it is. Okay, inshallah, inshallah. So, Sister Zora, are you done? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So, very proud of you all, inshallah. We'll catch up on Wednesday. Take care of yourselves, okay, inshallah. And we'll discuss it then when everyone is done with the test, inshallah.